Hello everyone, welcome to Martin Chess Kids. Today I show the gameplay by Anum and Mart, and this game complete in less than 20 moves, and you have a very interesting checkmate and sacrifice. And the game starts with the pawn to e4, e5, knight f3, d5, and now the pawn capture the d5 pawn. Then e4 attacking the knight, and after this queen to e2 pinning the king, and the pawn cannot capture the knight. So after this knight to f6, then knight to c3, and bishop to e7, and preparing for a short castling. Then the knight capture back the pawn, and the black go for a short castling. After this, e3 was played to prepare for the bishop to come up and attack, and now the knight just go for the exchange and capture the knight at d5 first. Then the bishop to d2, and now after this the black play f5 to attack the knight at e4, and here the knight back to c3 to prepare for the exchange of the knight, and now rook to e8, and the bishop move away, you will be pinning the queen and you'll be able to win the queen. So the white must now prevent the open attack from the black, and also prevent the bishop to f6. And after this the knight just capture the knight, and now queen capture back the knight. And this is the first 10 move, and the position for both is equal. And after this the white go for a long castling, and here the queen just capture the free pawn, and after this the queen to a1 will be a checkmate. So the long castling will be a mistake. A better move for this, it will be a d4, and at here the black has nothing much can be do. And if the bishop goes to f6, and the queen will just capture the rook, and it will be a checkmate. So after queen takes a2, c3 was played, and now the bishop goes to e6, and here the bishop will come to b3 and block the king from go up, and the queen will just go to a1 and have a very simple checkmate. After this the knight to d4 was played to prevent the bishop to b3, and here the bishop back to f7 and maintaining the diagonal a1 g8, and now queen to f3, and with the idea of attacking the pawn at b7. However, knight c6 is a good move, and also we will have the idea to go to a5 and check at the b3, or you also can bring the bishop to this location. After this the knight just capture the knight, and now pawn capture, and here the b file is open, and you allow the rook to attack at the b2 pawn. At this position the black is clearly winning. Another suggestion is that you can play is, after this you can just play a bishop a3, and you'll be mate in 10. For example, bishop a3 and capture the pawn will be winning. So if the knight check, you just use the rook to capture back, and if the queen capture the pawn, then you bring another bishop to block the attack, bishop to b3. And now if the queen capture and check, the king just move up away and prevent from the check. And now queen to d5 check, will be giving up the queen, then the bishop will just capture. And now if the pawn capture back, then the bishop will back to b3 again, and now prepare for a simple checkmate at the c2 location. So any move from the white such as h4, then queen to c2 will be a checkmate. So back to the position after knight c6. If you capture the pawn and preparing to use the rook to checkmate, after this c4 was played to prevent the diagonal of the bishop, and now bishop to f6 and preparing to capture the pawn with a simple checkmate. Then another suggestion at this point is you can use the rook a to b8, and this will be a faster checkmate as well. So rook a to b8, and anything move from the white such as bishop to c3, and you can just play again another sacrifice bishop to a3, and it will be winning. And if the queen goes to e2 to protect the pawn, then you can just use the rook to capture the queen, and if the rook to d2, and you can just go to rook e1 and continue the check. Now if the rook back to e1 to prevent and block the check, then you have a queen to a1 check, and now king to any of this space such as king to d2, then you just have the queen capture the rook, and it will be a checkmate. So it will be a series of attack from the black at this position. After bishop f6 in the actual game, the white play bishop to c3, and at this position the white is losing the game, and if the game to continue, the black will win and checkmate in 4. I give a couple of seconds to figure out how the continuation of the black to play and mate in 4. Well, congratulations for those who found the answer, and for those who like to enjoy the show, here are the beautiful moves that the black play. In the actual game, after this position, the black made another good sacrifice such as bishop takes c3, and now the queen captured the pawn, and it will be a checkmate. So after this position, the pawn takes bishop, and here you bring another rook to a to b8, and now preparing for the checkmate. And here you have nothing much the white can do, and if the actual game, the white play rook to d2, and here you just have a simple either queen or rook to b1, it will be a checkmate. So in the actual game, rook b1 was played, and this is a checkmate as the king cannot move to any space, and it was fully covered from the black. And with this, thank you.